Hello and welcome back to another Pricey HD video, and today we've got another Birmingham City career mode episode, and it is the first episode since the 12 days of Christmas has finished. It is episode 13 today, and we are sitting in 10th right now. This is a huge game here against Ipswich, because they are in 11th on the same points. The only thing separating us at the moment is a mere 1 goal difference, which is just insane. Unfortunately, we don't get off to the best of starts, however, and they actually take the lead, which not only deducts our goal difference and increases theirs by 1, putting them on higher goal difference, but of course it puts them 3 points ahead anyway. So this is not a best of starts. I mean, I think Kujak could have done better there, but it was quite difficult for him to get down in that situation, so I can't really blame him. But we do get one chance, however, and that break smashes the bar. It was a rocket of a shot there from Che Adams, and it really hit that bar, and it is still shaking right now. But unfortunately, another cross, another attempt just ended up hitting the post as Fabrini comes in there at the back post. It was a brilliant header actually from Fabrini, a really quick reaction and a very good cross. Unfortunately, the defender just put Fabrini off enough, so it wasn't quite on target. It ricochets off the post, and it ends up being, well, not lackluster, worthless in the end, because it accounts for nothing but a shot statistic. At least we're being positive though, and that is another positive chance there from Che Adams, but positivity counts for nothing unless you can get the goal, so we need that final product. In this situation now, Fabrini tries to engineer a bit of a chance. Magoma gets it now on the left hand side. It played back into Davies with a reverse ball, back into Fabrini, and it just didn't quite guide itself in. You can see we have been dominant in the shots department, and that was fantastic! That is easily contender for our goal of the season right there. Che Adams with a belter! That is even better than the shot that he unleashed earlier, which rocketed off the bar. That was magic, and that is what we needed. Look at this here, Che Adams on the turn, on the outside of the right foot, and then he just manages to get it back across goal, and it, in the end, actually was saved by the keeper, but the keeper didn't quite get enough on it to guide it out of harm's way. Instead, it hits the inside of the left post and goes into the net at, well, not the fastest of paces, to be honest. Tesche gets another pass through. Despite the defender's attempts, it goes through, and then, you get a chance here with Fabrini! It is now 2-1! We have managed to take the lead. We have turned this game around on its head, and Fabrini now, in the second half, has managed to get a goal. Thanks to Che Adams and Fabrini, we are now at 2-1 and in the lead in this huge game. And 2 goals on the goals scored tally, and that is how it finishes. Unbelievable end to the game there. That was just fantastic. We held out all the way to the end with that 2-1 lead. And that was huge, because these are the sort of teams that you need to beat, the teams around you. You can beat the top teams all you like, you can beat the bottom teams all you like, but it's the teams around you that you need to beat, unless of course you're at the top, then you need to beat the top teams. But at the moment, in the mid-table, that's massive, because in mid-table it is so tight that one game, we can fall down to 15th. One game win, which goes our way, we can go up to 8th, 7th, 6th even. So that, especially because we know that we're certifying that we're knocking one of our mid-table opponents off down the table. And when you know that's happening, well, say we beat, I don't know, Rotherham, for example. You don't know what's going on elsewhere. Every other team around you could have won, so you stay in the same position. Of course, in this situation, not so. Here, though, we have a game against Brighton, and for some reason they're highlighting Aston Villa, but this is another big one. Brighton are only 1 point above us and are in 8th. We are in 10th. If we beat Brighton, we not only go 2 points ahead of them, but we could easily guarantee our place in 9th, because Brighton would then fall down to 10th if everyone else around us won. We start off the game positively, but Che Adams' shot was just slightly off target on his left foot there, his weaker left foot, of course. But then it is played through from Lee Kozak into Sam Baldock. It's now at Ince's feet, and then somehow the cross managed to get to Lee Kozak, the former Villa striker, and at one point top goal scorer in the Europa League before any of us. I'd say that first save from Kujak was poor, but then our defenders didn't get goal side in time, and it was just an easy sitter for Kozak to just knock past Kujak, and in the end, they go 1-0 up. We have a serious problem with going behind very early on, and making our job a hell of a lot more difficult in these games at the moment, and that is now even more difficult. It is Knockhart, I believe, who gets the next goal, and it is a very good one. A lovely little touchdown on the corner, and then a brilliant bit of intersecting skill to just weave his way in between the defenders, and the near post is prone to a goal there. So, I suppose Knockhart did penetrate where it was necessary, and in the end managed to get through. And, well, there was a vulnerable spot at the near post which Kujak wasn't covering, but we do manage to get a chance here, and that has to go in. Approaching the second half, that has to go in, because we know now, unfortunately I accidentally skipped the second half, the half-time break here, so sorry about that, but there's the results elsewhere if you want to have a look at them as well. But we know now that this job is a hell of a lot harder. We need to get any chance we can, because we need to get back into it soon, otherwise it just becomes more difficult and less likely that we will get even a point from this game. All of our goal difference that we earned against Ipswich has now been degraded, but Donaldson gets a chance, and it is a finish! Brilliant work from Donaldson. Get the ball, my lad, get the ball, and he seems to be struggling to get it, so in the end I just slide on the floor with his front-facing chest. That is a huge goal, because not only does it improve our goal difference, but it puts us right back in the game. Chatham's looking to just put the cherry on the cake! Not quite, it's back out to Donaldson now! Oh, he's just missed that. That is so unfortunate there from Clayton Donaldson on the right foot. But then, they get another chance here, Brighton. Unfortunately for them, they can't quite get it in. A lovely wonder save. One for the cameras there from Kujak. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Because that is it. It is over. That's game done. Full time, 90 minutes played. Oh man, that was a really unfortunate game. I think we tried hard there, but I reckon out of that game, probably about a 90% work rate. We really needed that extra 10% to, well, put the icing on the cake, because at the end of the day, a loss is a loss, and that accounts for nothing at all on our table. So, Brighton not only remain above us, but now get a 4-point gap on us, which is huge, really, for a team that is only a few places above us now. Now we've got a game against Derby, once more away here, so let's see whether we can sort of engineer a win. I would quite like to get another win. After a well-fought win in the first game of this episode, we need another win now after that loss, because that was really devastating. This is the penultimate game of the episode, of course, as well. 4 games in this one, which is a bit of a feature length for a pricey HD video. So, if you have a look at the table right now, we've actually dropped out the top half. Look how tight it is up there. Brighton move up into 7th position. Of course, the top areas have Aston Villa in 5th and Newcastle and Norwich in the promotion spots, which is to be expected, of course. But Derby start this game off very, very well. If it wasn't for a bit of stretching there, then they would have easily got in. And again, a long-range shot ends up coming back out, and they are the only chances of the first half. So, we go in at 0-0, and a pretty dull half for us. No positivity, and very few attacking chances is actually making me rather worried, because we need to get, well, a few chances, and that was pretty much our only highlight. That is very, very worrying. A Cotterill chance, which he drags wide with his weaker left foot. But David Davies gets another one. That was a real good one as well. It just opened up for him there all of a sudden after the through ball was played through. And yet again, Derby, it's not very convincing for either team at the moment. And the attacking play is just about good enough for Derby to get the last minute winner, and it is really truly devastating. We haven't created enough this game as it is to deserve the win, but I don't think we deserve the loss. I think that was really hard on us, and you can see it goes here. We get one more chance, but our run forward is in vain because we just get blown. The whistle goes, and once again I skipped the full time, which was probably just my anger, to be honest. So here is a bit of showreel cinematic. But that is really unfortunate. That was really disappointing to get that loss now. We're 2 losses on the trot. And a game which I don't think Derby deserve to win. Again, Derby are there or abouts around our area. They're high in the table. And we need to try and get wins against teams like Derby if we are looking, not even for promotion, just for the top half at the moment, of which we've fell out of. I think what we're lacking at the moment is not only consistency, but that killer instinct for the goal. But now we've got an opportunity here against 22nd in the league, Barnsley. We are in 12th, so we're 10 places above this team who are fighting to survive in the championship this season. We need this win. We really, really need this win. Not only is this vital for our league position, but you can see our defensive record is decent, which is odd because I feel like I'm conceding quite a lot of goals, and I am conceding almost as many as I'm scoring. It's clearly the attacking department which is the problem at the moment. But yet again, I think for the third time in this episode, we concede in early minutes of the game. Of course, it is the fourth time that we've gone behind in this episode from the Alf. So, although Derby scored in the 90th minute, they still went in front before we could even get a goal. So we've gone behind first 4 times out of 4. That is a dreadful statistic, and we just start games in the most nervous way possible, and we don't leave us much chance. But I tell you what, when Che Adams pulls out goals like that, that is when we do have a chance. That is just beautiful. Very, very, very good finish. That is superb with his weaker foot as well. It was a screamer, to be honest. You can see how hard he hit that, and you can see what it means for our team. Our entire team celebrating, including Ryan Shotton and Michael Morrison up there for some reason as well. Look at that. That was just rocketing into the top right corner. It's only his 6th goal in the championship, and considering we are now approaching, easily the midpoint of the season, that is rather worrying. We need more goals from our main top man, but, he's got a few in this episode, or is it only 2? I'm not actually quite sure how many he's got this episode, but of course, he's scored 2 very good goals this episode. We need more of that from him. 1-1 at the break. It is an unfortunate 1-1 as well, because I feel like we need this win. And we're not really doing too much to prove that. That one moment of magic from Che Adams, it's not enough. Our defensive record seems to be decent, but we've conceded quite a lot of goals in the previous few games. And if it wasn't for the crossbar coming to our rescue there, we'd have conceded another. That was a very, very lucky chance. Che Adams again on the left-hand side. He cuts inside here. He plays the cross in. It is Jutkovic. His towering header can't quite direct it into the net. Once more, Che Adams gets a chance, but it is again directed wide by the keeper, out for a corner kick, and it is one last attempt. Michael Morrison's header goes over, or is it Keefton Bell's? It's one of them, and that is it. That is the game, that is the episode. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe for more FIFA 17 Birmingham City content. Also, check out my Game of the Week series. I really hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy what? What was I going to say? You've got to enjoy. I'm not quite sure. See you next time.